For 4 months, an undercover agent was living in a complete lie. Online, he posed as the father of a 10-year-old girl. But the girl wasn't real. And the man he was talking to, the one he was carefully luring into a trap, wasn't just some random predator. He was a decorated police detective. A 10-year veteran of the Nassau County Police Department who swore on oath to protect the very children he was scheming to harm. This is the story of how the FBI's Child Exploitation Task Force realized their target was one of their own, and the painstaking case that built to bring him down. The whole thing kicked off in October of 2025. An undercover officer, a detective from the Colony Police Department assigned to an FBI task force, started chatting with a guy on an online app. The username was Robert Seiko, was a 38-year-old police detective from Huntington, New York, a man the public trusted with a badge and a gun. Using encrypted messages apps, Robert thought he was talking to a dad who was willing to offer up his own young daughter. The conversations got graphic. First, Robert was shockingly open about his long-standing sexual interest in children, especially young girls. He wasn't shy, he was direct, and his desires were disturbingly specific. The undercover agent playing his part gave Robert what he asked for: images of his daughter. The photos were actually de-aged pictures of another undercover officer, a digital ghost created to bait a monster. Robert used these images for his own gratification, and with every keystroke, the evidence against him just kept piling up. For the investigators, this was a high-stakes chess match. They were up against a man who knew their playbook. As a detective, Robert understood how investigations worked, but he completely underestimated the resolve of the FBI's Human Trafficking and Child Exploitation Task Force. They documented every single interaction over 4 long months. Robert even offered to make electronic payments for the children's underwear, cementing his criminal intent even further. He didn't just stop at a graphic chat. He moved on to planning an actual crime. He talked about meeting the officer and his supposed daughter to abuse her in person. Then in January of 2026, he took it a step further, suggesting a live video chat. The plan was chilling. Robert wanted to watch in real time as the undercover officer performed specific sex acts on the 10-year-old girl. The trap was set. The FBI had masterfully guided their target to the final damning move. All they had to do was let him walk right into it. Stories like this shine light on a dark reality, but they also show the incredible work investigators do to protect the innocent. To see more deep dives into how the FBI brings criminals to justice, make sure you subscribe for more true crime stories. January 23rd of 2026, the day of the scheduled video call, Robert logged into the encrypted chat, ready to be a virtual spectator to an unspeakable crime. The undercover agent started the call, and then told Robert the child was refusing to come out of her room. But Robert wasn't deterred. He simply asked if they wanted to postpone and try again later. He had even previously expressed his willingness to set something up in person, despite the distance. That final confirmation was all the proof investigators needed. The case was sealed. The very next day, federal agents arrested Robert Seiko right at his workplace, the Nassau County Police Headquarters. The man who had spent a decade in law enforcement was led away in handcuffs. He was arraigned in Brooklyn federal court and denied bail, with the judge deeming him a danger to the community. Robert Seiko was immediately suspended without pay. Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman called the allegations shocking and disgusting, and made it clear that in no way represent the professionalism and integrity of our outstanding police department. Robert now faces a federal charge of attempted sexual exploitation of a child. This charge carries a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years in prison, with a maximum of 30 years. FBI Special Agent in charge, Craig, called the details of the allegations absolute vile, and stated, as a member of law enforcement, Mr. Robert allegedly broke the very laws he swore to uphold. For acting U.S. Attorney John Sarcone, the case was nothing short of a profound betrayal of public trust. He powerfully affirmed no badge, no position, and no title will shield a child predator from justice. The badge Robert once wore as a symbol of protection now stands as a permanent mark of his horrifying betrayal.